Hello, thank you very much for joining us on France 24. Let's start with this very spectacular chase scene in the packed Waterloo train station in London. How did you manage to film this scene in public?
With difficulty, is the truth of it. It took a long time, and a lot of it was trial and error. And you've got to sort of. A lot of the time, we pretended to be filming in one part of the station so that crowds would build up there, and then we would nip off to another part of the station and actually shoot for real, so nobody knew we were there. And it was a kind of a game of cat and mouse, really, to try and get all the pieces we wanted.
So, according to you, what new elements have you brought to the spy film genre with this film?
Well, I think the most important thing about Bourne, it's really to do with Matt. I think he's created a character who's redefined how we understand the action-adventure hero. I think that, he's shown that the action-adventure hero is not just a macho guy with a gun, with a whole load of sort of out-of-date misogynistic attitudes.
James Bond, not to name it.
He's not interested in fashion. Jason Bourne. He's not interested in what suit he's wearing and whether it's Prada. He's not interested in looking at women coming out the sea with bikinis on. He's a man with a conscience, and he's very loyal to the memory of his girlfriend. He has feelings and compassion and guilt and shame and heart and soul, and I think that journey that he goes on in search of answers is a compelling one, and I think it'll be very hard now to imagine an action-adventure hero that goes back to all those out-of-date, old-fashioned ideas about what masculinity is, what the action-adventure hero is,
Jason Bourne fights against the system, clearly. And in a lot of American thrillers, the scenario is constructed around intrigue, around conspiracy theory. Does American cinema reflect a kind of a paranoid country?
I think it'll be interesting, when we look back in 10 years' time and watch the Bourne films. I think they will give us a very true sense of where culture was in the first years of the new century. I think the first Bourne film came out in 2002 and this one's 2007. So there's 3 films that sit in those 5 years, and I think they give a very good insight, I think, into the paranoia and fear that tinges our culture at the moment.
Filming something like Bourne Ultimatum, is it more playful than shooting films with a very political or emotional context, such as Flight 93 or Bloody Sunday?
Yeah, of course. I mean, listen, they're incredibly hard work because they're such big films, but essentially they're fun. You're trying to build the best ride at the fun fair, the most spectacular, exciting, thrilling ride at the fun fair. So although they are hard work, you've got a great team, and it's lovely as a director to be able to make a film that appeals to a huge audience. This film has, it's opened obviously and been a fantastic success in America and the UK, and it makes you proud, I think, because you realise there wasn't a day that went by making that film when somebody didn't come up to me at the monitor and say, oh, I'm really looking forward to the new Bourne film. And you become aware that the character is much loved by people and that people are really looking forward to the next chapter of the adventure. And so it gives you a sense of responsibility, but in a good way, because, you want to make it the best and the most enjoyable adventure of the summer.